Hi there, Sam Sorbo here for the Accidental Homeschooler. Yesterday I talked to you about a parent who is just embarking because she's convinced that what happens in school is just not, it's just not good enough. And so she was homeschooling for COVID and decided that, maybe she should look into homeschooling herself for her son. And, and yet, and yet, she's just not convinced that she can. So she came to me to be empowered, to be reinforced, to be uplifted, I guess, to be encouraged. And so I thought, I would go through a little bit of the encouragement that I gave her. So we talked about it a little bit yesterday on her feeling of inadequacy. And that is something that we all suffer from, mainly because we all went to school. And school teaches us that you can't, unless you've been formally instructed in it, you can't. So I asked her, did you teach your child to tie his shoe? Yes, I did. I said, and did you ever take a class on how to teach a child how to tie his shoe? She goes, no. I say, but you taught him. How'd you teach him? Well, I know how to tie my shoe. So I taught him how I do it. And you know what? Did you teach him on the first try? No, because he was a little kid and it took him several tries. Yeah. So teaching takes patience. It takes patience. And sometimes parents say to me that they don't have the patience to teach their kids. And that's too bad, because the opposite of patience is anger. So I have to ask, why are you so angry with your child? So in any case, you don't have to know everything to have the learning discussion with your child that needs to take place. You get a textbook, you go through the textbook, you learn the stuff that they need to learn, or you show them how to learn it, and then you set them free to learn it. The reason that you feel inadequate is because you are a product of a system that is, by the way, failing miserably. A system that implemented Common Core and now has the worst test results in years. So a system that is failing. And yet, you've been brainwashed to think a certain way because of the system, to think a certain way about what education is, how to define it, what it looks like. You think all of this stuff because you came out of this system. It's going to be a very difficult, strenuous road to get the system out of your head. In fact, it's virtually impossible because it's basically brainwashing. So you have to figure out how to fight the things that you believe, how to question the things that you believe before you just give in to them. One of the problems that we're having in our culture today, in our society today with COVID, is we simply believe the things that we were told, and then they turned out to be wrong, and so now we believe the new things that we're told, even though the first things that we believed turned out to be wrong, and the people who told us that they are wrong are the same people who told us the wrong things in the first place. Where does it stop? Well, it won't stop until we start questioning. So I guess the upshot is we had a very long discussion about what homeschooling might look like for her, but more important for her was, what was the curriculum going to be? So if that's the important question for you, start planning now. Go look for curriculum. I showed her classical conversations because that's what I do and I love it. And she fell in love with it. And she said, oh my gosh, if I could give my child some of this, that would be great. I said to her, if you could take your kid out of school for a year so that he didn't have to deal with all of that stuff, and all he did was like read some stuff and maybe do a little bit of math here and there, you'd still be ahead. What they do to our children in school. Do you know that they will diagnose a child with some kind of learning disorder and then remove him from class in front of everybody? Oh, we have to take the child for special training because he's an idiot, because he's special this way. What does that do to a child, to the child's... Anyway, I'm not going to get into it because it makes me kind of angry. Feel free to leave a message, samsorbo.com, and thank you so much. And check out all the links in the description. Appreciate it, and please share. Thanks. Bye.